Now, before we even get started today, I just wanted to let you guys know that there is no better time to join ZSU. Upcoming, we currently have the auction, which if you guys are new, you probably wouldn't be able to participate in it, but rest assured, there's still so much awesome stuff to have. But before we get into all that jazz, welcome everyone, my name is Leaf, and it's so great to welcome you guys back to Hope Island Zoo. Hope you guys are having a wonderful time. We have not been here in quite some time, but we have a bunch of smaller things to cover today. I've been hard at work with trying to handle a bunch of stuff at once, but I hope you guys have been enjoying Boggy Bottom and all that jazz right now. But we're finally back in this beautiful little island, so I do want to welcome you guys. So back on that topic of ZSU updates, breeding is already happening. We just had our first babies. In fact, we just had some baby barn owls over here at Hope Island. We had a bunch of baby macaws, Patagonian maras, and some other stuff as well, which we'll get into a little bit later, but I just wanted to let you guys know that. What also happened, we've had many awesome stores. Gotta give a huge shout out to Coda, as well as the rest of the staff for that, for being able to inject so many awesome species into the actual system itself, like our spectacled owls, which we are actually building for today. You'll see them pop up right about now, and yeah, they're just a really awesome species, so I kind of have these guys playing on throughout here. They're just really awesome. I'm so excited to actually have them on Hope Island. We kind of had a little bit of a little contest for them, so in case if you guys want to give some name suggestions, I'll leave it open up to down below in case you guys do want to comment them. But that's essentially what we've been working with recently, and it's just really awesome just to see how fun ZSU has really gotten. I'd even say we kind of hit a little bit of a lull before, but we're finally starting to get into some really awesome jazz. In fact, I actually do have the full list of all the animals that we were able to breed, so we do have a bunch of names for them and stuff like that. So I'm just gonna drop the copy of what's happening in the press room right over here for all you guys to read. Hopefully it doesn't look too awful for you guys, but that's all of the babies that we have going on. We have not only just red-necked wallabies, scarlet macaws, but we also have some more Asian small-clawed otters. We have some more waterfowl conservatory animals, which are currently sitting as the blue-winged teals. Oh my gosh, tell me about it. Barn owls, as well as, yeah, I think that's about it, believe it or not. But no, we have a lot of really awesome species happening right now, and I'm so excited just to have this beautiful resurgence in here. We've also been trading a lot with some other people as well, so we've been welcoming in a bunch of new animals from all around the globe. I think we even traded some animals over to Andy. We also have been working with Forge recently. We actually got a Eurasian Lynx in here, and I currently have some plans to get that one a mate soon enough. So we have that happening right now. The Lynx is currently sitting in the cougar habitat, because where else would it go? And yeah, that's about it. And you guys can see this aviary is coming along nicely. So we kind of have this come into play later down the line for larger birds of prey. So we currently have our red-tailed hawks in these. There's a total of 4 large aviaries like this, and we also do a really cool custom one later. I really love how well these came out, because they're kind of angled off the water and stuff like that. Hopefully later down the line we could actually expand out to the water, whether it be boat tours or we actually have a little bit of a walkway down there. I'm not really sure. You guys let me know what you think would be cool in the comments down below. By the way, I'm sorry I haven't really been responding to comments recently. I will try and do that relatively soon. It's just there's so many of you guys. Oh my god, I can't believe it. But no, I will get to reading them as soon as possible. It's really great to see you guys interact with the video so much, and it really does make me happy whenever you guys comment. Believe me, I'm always reading them. I just don't really have time to respond. I'm so sorry. I'll make time for you guys soon enough, though. But what we're working on over here is just making sure that the framing for these habitats looks really good, because I want to make sure that these guys are able to stand like, you know, hurricanes that happen in the area. Nor'easters are what we deal with up here. Those are essentially just a bunch of like snow and rain and hurricane weather all mixed into one during the winter time, so stuff would freeze and whatnot. So we have to be accustomed for all that stuff, and we got to make sure that we're accounting for that. So that's essentially the whole purpose of these buildings, is just like last for a while. And yeah, since we are building more bird areas over here, the other bird areas unfortunately are taken down. I don't know if I do that on camera or whatever, or if you guys even see it in the video, but they do unfortunately not exist anymore. That means our original lemur habitat's gone. Our, like, you know, the habitat for Steven, our hawk, is gone. Even the Asian small-clawed otter habitat is gone. They're going to be moving into the tropical house anyways. So we have all that happening right now for all intents and purposes, though. ZSU should not know about this. They're still on exhibit. I just need to clear the room for them. But essentially what we're working on over here is just making like those final details for this. I also wanted to cover up these areas on the side because I thought it'd look so much better if we did. And I gotta say, it really does. Just making sure that we're able to have these areas feel a little bit more secure from like ongoing lookers and stuff like that. I don't really know. Just making sure that our hawks have like enough privacy. We also have black vultures in here, and I'm very excited about that. Let me actually get a nice little screenshot of these guys over here in the press room. But yeah, I'm just very excited to see how well this all came out. Hopefully it's large enough, because I don't really want to stop the video, but you guys can kind of see that pop into play right there. But no, I'm just very excited that we have these beautiful dynamic habitats happening on the island, because this is like my favorite part of ZSU now. Is I assigned myself a relatively small, very unique area, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna have some fun with like expanding throughout this entire island, until I realized I can't be doing huge projects. I really need to work with the land and really figure out what my best approach would be in terms of, you know, building up a big collection while making use of the space and the area that I do have happening on my island itself. And that's exactly the purpose of these aviaries, which is to really help it feel like it's making use of that space. It's really supposed to help it feel like it's, I don't know, really becoming dynamic to the entire habitats, all the surrounding areas. And I also need to give a huge shout out to Caesar Creates for those beautiful tree blueprints. Always do love seeing that. He and I are neck and neck right now with subs, and I think that's wicked cool. I don't know, I love seeing that jazz right there. What I'm also working on over here is another aviary. Working on this essentially has like a little bit of a way to fit into a very small area, and this is going to be for our spectacled owls. You saw those pop up quite some time ago. But no, I really do like the style of this aviary, and I do spend quite some time trying to work on it and really perfect it, because it really is such a tough shape to nail that I think I kind of work it out in the end. It's still a very atypical shape, but I don't know, it's pretty cool. I don't know, I feel like having these very dynamic and also bright aviaries, I really do love the color that I'm using for all of these. Just doing all that stuff, it's really fun. Also, I should probably note that we're not going to be doing too much like surrounding work for these aviaries in this episode. Free build is broken, and I really need it to make these smaller pathways. In fact, I think the old small pathway glitch is broken now, so we're not able to make our own custom small 2 meter, 1 meter, 3 meter pathways. We're gonna have to wait until that mod is updated before we can actually start doing some stuff like that. So do keep that in mind before we move on to, like, you know, the rest of the habitats in here. But I don't know, I really do love this habitat to begin with, because I didn't need to do any fancy pathing for it. I just had to build for it. And I really love how well it came out. It feels very dynamic. It feels, I don't know, it just feels so cool. Just have like this kind of large atypical aviary for owls, of all things. I don't know, it's just wicked cool. It was very much a pain doing custom netting and custom mesh for it, but I think it paid off in the end, because it really does stick to be like a really awesome habitat. I don't know, I'm just very satisfied with it. It has some very unique shapes and angles going on. I thought it was pretty funky in the end, and it looks pretty cool, so who could really complain about it all? And yeah, that's essentially all we do for like the next few minutes. So I gotta find something else to talk about. I should probably scroll through my press room. We also got some Mandarin ducks. We should probably address those. So unfortunately, while the mod is not currently out, Bongo Hardwood is working on a Mandarin duck mod, and we actually use the picture of that for our little press room over here. So you can see them pop up right about now. And yeah, I'm so excited to get these guys actually in here, so that's something to look out for. Bongo Hardwood, another awesome creator, in case you guys aren't already following his series, is that how you say it? I don't really know. Go check him out, just Bongo Hardwood Planet Zoo, up in the search bar. He's a wonderful little creator. And we also have some Gerald merch. This is just my way of trying to update you guys because I've not done a video like this in quite some time. So in case if you guys don't already know, Gerald is our little resident seal who kind of spends some time out in the bay with us. So he does tend to like make himself known to the rest of like, you know, all the animals and the other people and visitors in Hope Island. So we have him over there, and I also designed him some merch using Nick's gift shop pack. Really fun stuff to work on right there. I'm really happy with it. We also have some Bava tomato frogs as well as golden poison frogs. These guys are making their way into the little bit of aquatic house that we have right now. Check out that little tour a little bit ago because it's one of my favorite projects I've ever done, Planet Zoo. And it's just a really awesome way to, I don't know, integrate a lot more smaller species in Planet Zoo. And I'm very happy with that altogether. And you can see our beautiful little Sumbavas right there. I really do like them. Now, if I could actually get caught up where the video actually is, because I keep on pausing it to add stuff and then unpausing it is very much a pain. But we're finally getting to work on the actual back of this habitat right here. So we kind of do get to work on that a little bit, just making sure that it feels a lot more secure, and making sure that we do have keeper access, because that's another element of ZSU that I like. It's all the realism that we could sneak in here, making sure that we're kind of demonstrating all the stuff and nooks and crannies that a realistic zoo would have, especially for staff and stuff like that. I was playing around with an orange roof, but I really didn't like it to begin with, but I think we kind of work something out later down the line. Yeah, we kind of do like this nice, kind of simple grayish kind of concrete one, and kind of in line with the rest of the welcome center. I do got to get back and actually build for that eventually. I just got to actually hook up the inspiration, yeah, for that whole build itself, because that will be quite a pain, because I still have to update every single mod that I've released, and some of other people's as well, just to make sure that everyone is staying up to date with all that stuff. So we will be working on that eventually. But no, Hope Island Zoo is bound to experience some very fun stuff because, hey, we should probably talk about the rest of the ZSU stuff. Breeding is on the table, as well as automatic breeding. So it's all going to be handled by a bot. Avi, our beautiful, wonderful leader, has run their tests on the breeding bot, and it's working extremely well. I've heard down the grapevine that it will happen hourly, so that's going to be really awesome, just to have all these creatures kind of put into the system, have all that stuff happen all at once. It's going to be really awesome. I think that's happening either mid or late May. So I'm very excited to see all that happen, and the auction is coming up, so that's going to be this weekend. So I'm very excited to see what kind of animals we can nab over here. It is kind of based off of how many animals you have, so if you have more animals, you have more tokens. I'm really not sure how they're going to handle that all, but we'll certainly see. But what we're working with over here is essentially just decorating the rest of the area that we possibly can decorate, because again, I really do want to wait until free build is completely updated so we can start to make the rest of the aviaries and kind of have like these beautiful intertwining paths. And I also did use Haribo's a little bit of a treehouse blueprint, as well as I think those are Jaguar's aviary blueprints as well. So we have all that stuff happening, and it's really awesome. We threw our spectacled owls in here. You may notice that we only have 4 in here, not 2. I actually did trade some away to Forge, and I think he traded those away to someone else, so they're making their way around ZSU right now. But I hope they find their forever home relatively soon. It'll be really nice to have that. But yeah, they have a nice little habitat in here, and now they have even more room. Both of our owls. Again, if you guys want to name them, let me know in the comments down below. We'll pick out some names. Why not? And what I also work on is just the general infrastructure of the rest of the zoo. Just making sure that this feels a little bit more coherent within the rest of the zoo itself, because I do want to have these beautiful retaining walls, because erosion is a thing. You'd probably see a lot of these areas being eroded and stuff. And we also get to work on a nice custom kind of tidal pool area. I really want to integrate a lot more like custom rock work in here, and that's exactly what we do. We kind of make our own little custom, I don't know, tide pool down here, and it looks really cool. And we also do integrate some like staff paths as well, just to make sure that they are able to access down there in case of like any emergencies, so we kind of do work with that. Actually, we don't do that at all. I'm completely making that up. I completely forgot I did not do that whatsoever. But we do work with some temperate rock formations. Again, these are the same ones I used in Boggy Bottom. I don't think you guys will see these just yet. I did use them in the dingo habitat, actually, so you guys have probably already seen them. But we do use these a lot throughout here, and we kind of make our own custom ones as well, just as a way to kind of integrate a lot more, I don't know, rocky coastline in here, because this is very much the kind of coastline that you would see with New England kind of zoos and stuff. Not zoos, but like New England coast. So you can kind of see me playing with the water level a little bit, making sure that we are able to have like these little parts of coastal tidal pools and stuff. And we actually do integrate some sea stars in here. It looks really cool in the end. I don't know. And we also use a lot of those water effects. I'm sorry, I'm like very dehydrated right now. I gotta take a little sip of water. Actually, I don't have any water, so that's gonna be very much a problem. But I do use a lot of those rapids down there, just making sure that we do have a little bit of water moving through there, making sure that it feels a lot more dynamic than usual. And adding a little bit of eelgrass down here, because this is kind of like the stuff you would see on like real coastlines up here. So we kind of integrate a little bit of that all throughout the place, and we have a lot of fun with foliage. I have not had this much fun doing like, you know, work in Hope Island in quite some time, and it's not even for animals that we own, which I think is kind of hilarious. So we kind of use a lot more drier kind of foliage, foliage that is kind of more fit to stand like a weathering from, you know, like ocean water and like snow and stuff like that. So it's just very kind of dry looking, but it feels very nice as a whole. I really do like how well it came out. And even the marigolds, they kind of fit like that kind of weedy kind of look that you would get from this kind of area. And they also bring in a lot more color as well, a lot more yellowish, which I think helps this area so much more. And we kind of do that for the rest of it. And yeah, that's about that. And I also did a little bit of off-screen stuff before we actually get there. We did have a little bit of an event for New Zealand. Well, not New Zealand, but it was kind of like demonstrate a exhibit based on like cultures. And I was like, all right, we're going to do one based on the Maori in Islands of Color, and we kind of do like colors of Maori or stuff like that. I don't really know, but you can kind of see it come into play right here. We kind of talk about Maori art, and it's just really awesome, and like art of New Zealand. So we have all that right there. We talk about hakas, and we talk about like the music and stuff right over there. So we have all that right there. It's just a quick little show of it. I do apologize I was not able to capture it, but I did use my good friend ZZ's blueprints over there, and it came out really good in the end. So we got to give a huge shout out to him over there. But all that being said, I'll leave you guys be right there. Enjoy the rest of this, not speed build, but you know, the B-roll. And I can't wait to see you guys in the next video. Take care and have the most wonderful of wonderful days. Bye-bye now.